Welcome to day 2 of Aaron's Christmas Con 2020. Day 2 is going to be very similar to day 1, except I will be drawing different things than I did yesterday. So be prepared for some unusual things. My wife's going to show up, I'm sure, at some point. And you never know what's going to happen when Shelly walks in the room. So but as you can imagine, I got hit overnight with some requests for some sketchbook sketches, a couple more commissions. I won't be able to do everybody's commission, obviously, on camera because they're too time consuming. So I just kind of do them in order. I'm going to have some overflow, so maybe I'll be back tomorrow night just on kind of a impromptu Aaron Live. I don't know if I'll actually call it day 3 of Christmas Con, but I will probably be doing some sketching tomorrow night on commissions. So, because I know everybody wants to see theirs done live and want to, so I'll try to accommodate as many people as I can. But like I said, I can't do all of them. So if I don't get yours on camera, I apologize, but you will get it. Okay, so let's take a look at the table and then get started. Actually, looking at the table is getting started. Potatoes here, hot dog, of course. Oh, she'll be here. Shelly will make an appearance. I can guarantee you that. Okay, so let's go over to the table. You can see I got the Christmas lights still shining brightly. Let's go over quickly what I'm offering you people. These are all the prints that I have for sale. These are $15 a piece, signed and numbered, with the exception of Warrior Nouveau right here. That is just signed. It is not numbered. It's an open edition. And the Jaws print is open edition as well, so that's just signed. I didn't mention yesterday, I do have 24 by 36. I think I have 3 left. So they're basically almost movie poster sized prints of those Jaws. And they're signed, and they're $40. So take advantage of free shipping this weekend only on this and the sketchbooks, on the prints and the sketchbooks. So I have Jaws, I have Captain America, we have the 2 Wonder Woman prints over here. We have San Diego 1946, starring Lana Turner as Supergirl. The adult Little Mermaid, Rosie the Riveteer. I call her Rosie the Riveteer, but it's actually Rosie the Riveter, I think. But anyway, the We Can Do It poster. We've got the Star Wars princesses over there in the corner. And then, of course, one of my all-time favorite and most popular and best-selling prints, the Girl Power with Wonder Woman kind of sitting on a defeated Superman. Of course, over here is the snowman who has not melted yet. That's Steve Gerber down there in the bottom on the tabletop looking up at you. That's Raw Imagination. 20 years of sketches by me. It's my hardcover sketchbook, which I'll be working in shortly. I got to turn the autofocus off. I keep turning it off, and it doesn't seem to want to listen to me. Okay. So those will be available. Those, in fact, are available. Let me do this real quick. This is called Show Your Banners, Aaron. Just so you know, it's Aaron's Christmas Con, day 2, which I already announced. But, if you just came in, you maybe didn't hear that. All right, so there's how to get a sketchbook in case you're interested. I'm going to take a quick look here in the comments section. Johnny Fitz is back. Yay, Santa Aaron has returned. You bet I have. I am well, thank you, Johnny. I hope you are as well. Bill, I'm like 1 commission away from yours. So Bill Maxwell, who is here today, he's waiting on a color commission from me, and he's next on my list. So when I finish the one in front of you, I'll be in touch with you probably sometime this coming week. Let's see. Well, Hyper, yeah. No, I did catch that. I did see the Hyper Potato that you. In fact, I'm going to make an example of you. Yeah, he tried to stiff me on shipping last night on the artwork, but realized his mistake and sent me the extra $10 for the shipping. So I appreciate that, but I didn't actually have to get on your case about it. So anyway, Okay, I did want to show you guys a couple of things that I didn't yesterday, because I'm all about new information. In fact, let me go ahead and do this, though, for you big spenders out there. I do have this Captain America, the original black and white art to the print is available for sale for only $800. That seems like a pretty good deal to me. But anyway, big spenders out there want to know that. There it is. I also have this. The Star Wars Princesses original artwork. This is graphite on watercolor board. It's really pretty good size. It's like, I think it's 13 by 19. It's good size. But anyway, this is also $800. Normally $1,000. So that's also available at any time. You can just message me or email me if something like that is of interest to you. Okay, so what do I want to show you? That I want to take a little bit of a trip back in time to a simpler time, a time when Aaron Lopresti was breaking into comics. I was actually going to at some point do a dramatic reading from Star Trek II, but I thought, maybe next time. But let me show you something here. I'm going to turn this around down here and take a look at what I got here. This isn't the first comic job I did at Marvel, but it's let me get rid of this banner. But it's very close to being the first. I got so much junk in the way, it's remarkable. The very first job I did for Marvel was a Marvel Comics Presents story, a Spider-Man story that's just absolutely hideous. And I think I did, crying out loud. It's my daughter saying, "Are you going live or what?" As far as I can tell, I'm live. Am I live on YouTube? I'm live on YouTube. Aren't I not live on YouTube? Mike Fiala. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Mike. Okay. I have to now text my daughter. How hard is it to use YouTube? Seriously. Live right now. Leave me alone. She's going to text back in like 5 seconds. I guarantee it. I can't find you. Okay. Okay, there he is. Some big jerk says I'm quite live. So I'm there. Okay. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube. What more could you possibly ask for? I'm double live. All right, let's take a look at this. This was actually the first issue of that I did for Marvel. So I did the Marvel Comics Presents story, and I thought, oh yeah, I'm in. Well, I wasn't. 6 months later, I wrangled a Prince Namor, the Submariner. I think the comic was just called Namor. It was the one that Byrne was doing. I did a fill-in issue for that. That didn't come out till years later, so it was really bad and looked even worse because they waited a couple of years before they actually used it. So anyway, I don't think anybody noticed. And then I started working on which was Marvel's humor comic, and my shtick to them was, I want to bring back Forbish Man. Those of you who don't know who Forbish Man is, he was the host of Marvel's 1968 superhero parody comic called Not Brand Echh. So anyway, so I thought this will be my shtick. I will bring back Forbish Man. And I wrote these, I penciled them and inked them. And I want to show you something really quickly here in the inks before we get to the just outrageously humorous writing. If you take a look at like Nova's helmet, I'm going to go in here a little bit closer. See that feathering, how heavy that feathering is and how thick those lines are? This was me at my sort of amateurish best. I was probably using too big of a brush, but it was just very kind of bold and not sloppy, but just a little too heavy-handed for me. I needed subtlety, but anyway, I was working out the kinks, right? So anyway, the opening story. Let's take a look here. It says, in a place lost somewhere between a writer's imagination and plummeting sales figures lies, no, not the new universe, the home for dead and forgotten comic book characters. Okay. So we have the Green Goblin, who at the time, this was like early, it was 92, maybe 91. So anyway, I'm sorry, I was reading the things and we'll get back to it. Okay, it says, today is as bleak as any other until, so we get all the people, basically all the dead or forgotten superheroes that are in, limbo. So we got the Green Goblin with a flyer in his chest, because he had not come back yet since, he was killed in Spider-Man 122. So he's sitting there with Gwen Stacy, and she says, so after I get this flyer removed from my chest, maybe we can go out. And she goes, sorry, I'm engaged to Peter Pooper. Of course, that's the parody name of Peter Parker, right? And he says, boy, are you in for a surprise, because, of course, Parker was engaged to Mary Jane at the time. So then we have Nova down here grumping about Kid Nova, sort of taking his place. There's Howard the Duck stuck in there. Elektra, the swordsman, of course, died in Avengers Annual #2, or Giant Size Avengers #2. That was probably about 78-ish, maybe. We have Jason Todd here with a crowbar broken over his head. We all know Jason Todd, right? The Mole Man, Ant-Man chasing Tinkerbell. That's that's good comedy right here. Somehow I feel strangely out of place, says Robin. That is just great stuff. And so Forbish Man, right in the middle of it, he's crinkling up a copy of the What the comic, saying what a revolting development this is, because this is high comedy. So anyway, then we have the Return of Forbish Man. My dog's going wild in the background. Look at that. Story and art by me. Lettered by Chris Eliopoulos. How about that? This dog. Please do. Please do. Edited by Terry Cavanaugh. Offensive to Tom DeFalco. See, it's kind of a joke. He was editor-in-chief. All right, so let's see what Forbish has to say with my great writing. He goes, this time Marvel's gone too far. First, they publish the obvious ripoff of Not Brand Echh, and then they leave out the one hero who made stupid comics popular, me. If I could just get out of here and talk to Stan Lee. Then we hear this voice from off panel saying, why, Forbish, you've always had the power to leave. And then, of course, he says, with the logo, what the? Get it? Because that's the name of the comic. And he says, Glenda the good wench. I couldn't get away with that today, could I? Who did you expect, you ridiculous moron? As I was saying, all you have to do is repeat, there's no place like 387 Park Avenue South 3 times and you'll be transported home. Of course, that was Marvel's old location, was 387 Park Avenue South in New York. And he says, of course, this will be a something. Oh, you know what? This will be a non-smoking flight on here. And they crossed it out for some reason. I don't know, because I guess they couldn't make jokes about smoking. I have no idea. But anyway, that got edited out. But it said, this, of course, will be a non-smoking flight. And then we have the arrow here, the caption that says, female cartoon characters have never been the same since Roger Rabbit. So you can just see this is slopping over with comedy. And you can see why I became such an overnight sensation that I didn't actually become. But I wanted to share that with you as I've saved that. And it's, also take note, if you will, these word balloons, they're on the board. They actually lettered it on the board. And some of this stuff, when they had to go in and make editorial changes, they would do like paste ups. Like that's a paste up right there. And Return of Forbish Man. What did this say under there? I don't know why that got fixed. But anyway, it did. So that was taped up over the top of this. So, I mean, this is like old school comics. Anyway, now I want to show you this. That's a marble countertop, but that's not what I want to show you. What I want to show you is this. This, of course, is the vault of What the. Now, this, let me zoom out of this. As my dog is just going absolutely nuts. That live TV, man, it's awesome. Okay. This is clearly the old witch from EC Comics, those of you who are old enough. Lloyd, why are you giving me this? Look at this. This is what I call complete and utter disrespect. And when I get disrespect, I have to go with this. Okay. I just learned how to do that today. So thanks, Lloyd. Thanks for the disrespect. Okay, my daughter finally made her way in. Okay. All right. So this was actually the back cover to the an issue of What The. I talked them into doing back covers, flip books, so that I could do the covers because they wouldn't let me do the covers on the front of the book. So I said, well, hey, what if we do a flip book and I can do the cover on the back side, and then when you flip it over, you can read the Forbish Man story from the back. And Renee Witterstetter went with it, and there we have it. So this is obviously a mock-up send up to the old EC Comics. This is the Old Witch, Post No Bills. That's an old Mad Magazine joke. And of course, featuring the Job Keeper. Of course, that's Tom DeFalco, who was the editor-in-chief, so he's the Job Keeper. Then there's Renee, the Deadline Keeper. She's the editor, get it? And then the Old Hog, which makes absolutely no sense to anybody except me. So anyway, this is like the first. I did another cover called Tin Head Detective that was for the back of the comic as well, but I did it before this one. So that's technically the first cover I did, but this is the one I kept. I don't even know what happened to the other one. I must have sold it, I guess. But anyway, the Old Witch is holding up Forbish Man. There's his grandma and Wolverine, because you put Wolverine in anything and it sells. But anyway, so I wanted to relive a little bit memory lane, show you guys some of the early stuff. Well, enough with the bad entertainment, and let's get to the worse entertainment. Me drawing. Let's check the old Bat book here and see what's on the list. We have some good ones today. Ooh, we did Iron Man yesterday, so we're doing Zatanna. How about that? Now my dog is outside my studio door scratching on the door. It's like a horror film or a horrible film. Let's see. I always got a kick out of Renee appearing She-Hulk, and she signed the issue for me. Oh yeah, that's right. I was actually supposed to take over She-Hulk. She gave me the job, and then John Romita Sr. said no. Took it away from me. It was very sad. That's why I went to I got the offer from Malibu, and I went over there to do Sludge. Even though John Romita Jr. was right, I shouldn't have taken over She-Hulk. I wasn't ready. But anyway, it is neither here nor there. Okay. I know, it was last century. Angelo, hello. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget about Kit Carter Chapter 9. I haven't worn it. It's still sitting over there. I'll get to it. Okay, so let's draw Zatanna. I'm going to sing a Christmas song while I'm doing it. That is an absolute lie. I am not going to sing a Christmas song while I'm doing it. I'm going to zoom in, though. Okay. I probably should, before I start, I probably should do this, because I think it's important to let people know who you are. My daughter thinks I should sing a Christmas song. Well, those sleigh bells are ringing, a jing jing. That's all I know. Okay, so Zatanna. Zatanna is always, you got to put the hat in there, but I can't do a decent sized shot of her head and get the hat in. So you're going to get part of the hat. Now, I did take some suggestions last night very seriously about some people wanting me to do an online class, art class, and I'm actually looking into it. So that could very well happen the first of the year. So we'll give a little indication of a hat up here because, well, it's really all I've got room for. Yeah, I need to lower that quite a bit, actually. There we go. That's better. Thank God that it created erasers for us because I get my use out of them. All right. So we kind of rough in the old pencil drawing there and get out the pen and start inking. I don't like to waste time. Winston Go is joining us from Singapore. How about a big hand for Winston, everyone? That's it's 8:20 a.m. So I'm guessing Sunday morning, right? So that's cool. Glad you could join us, Winston. All right. I'm using a 0.8. This is a Le Pen drawing pen, which I normally use unless I don't use it. I'm being so quiet you can hear the pen scratch on the paper. Well, thanks, Mike. I'm not even done yet, and you're saying that. I appreciate that. So let me show you that even though the collector, I put the collector to sleep, I want you to know that other people, look at that. That's showing respect right there. So I don't have to go to the Grinch video. I got a really interesting request for that we'll be doing. I assume some of you old timers out there, which I don't know, maybe there isn't many. I know Warren's old, but somebody requested the invisible monster from Johnny Quest, the one they threw paintballs on so we could actually see him. So I'll actually be doing that in a sketchbook here shortly. That's what I call variety. And give her a little bit of a smile there. All righty. So I'm going to have to bring this hair in a little bit since it would be coming out from underneath her hat. I'm sure you all remember those great Adam Hughes Zatanna covers. Of course, anything Adam does is pretty much great. Actually, Ryan Sook did some really nice ones too. Speaking of Ryan Sook, what is he up to, man? I haven't seen him on anything in forever. My dog continues to scratch away. No room for fishnets. Yeah, we're yeah, there's quite a ways down the drawing. Okay, now the pain in the butt is her black hair and the black hat, which I can't, as you all know, can't use a black thick marker on because we don't want it to bleed through. So I got to do everything in line work or crosshatch. You know, it's remarkable. I've done 200 in some of these sketchbooks, and I have not got a Batman request yet, I don't think. I don't think. I may be mistaken, but I don't think I have. The door is open, which means Shelly is in the house.
Woo! I hear my girls online.
Yeah, it took her a while to figure out actually how to find
Hey,
us.
boo!
I may have bored her already. The collector fell asleep while I was showing him my old artwork, so.
Oh, no.
How rude. I Grinched him with the Grinch video.
Uh-oh. You know you're in trouble when you get the Grinch video. Can I find anything for you today?
Not looking
yet. You
yet.
got your templates, you got your markers.
I think I'm prepared, but I always think I'm
really
prepared.
Hi,
Here's hoping.
Hi, Oscar.
Your wife's in the house, the dog's in the house. Oh, Sammy says, "Hey, Ma."
Hi, baby.
It's about time you got here. See, she's sassing. And when you sass, you know what you get?
What do
you get this. So don't sass, or you'll get the Grinch treatment.
She's been Grinched. I can't even get through all this crud to get a chair.
I know, we combined 2 rooms. She says, "I've been here the whole time." Doesn't that sound like a line from Wizard of Oz?
Yeah. And you were there? And you were there?
You've been here the whole time. Something like that. I don't know.
Here we go. All right. Whew.
Shelly's wheeling chairs around, breaking up my set, which you can't see anyway. But
right. Mind your biz, man.
Sook's on Legion with Bendis and did the covers to Future's End. Well, okay, I worked on Future's End. That was like 5 years ago. But he's on Legion. I didn't even know they were doing Legion. It shows you what I know. Not much. I just did a popsicle ad. Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, is that Zantana?
As far as you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what have I missed?
Somebody wanted to know if you're bringing your $1 bullets or something. I don't know. See, look at
Kind of the daughters.
it gives me this. Like,
oh, because don't strangle my dog. Oh my gosh. Finally had to close all the drapes. We'll see if that makes a difference. But boy, I had to break out the old coach teacher voice, and he took off. Am I coming in blazing? Oh, yeah, my $1 rounds. Yeah. I still haven't had any practice shots.
Well, you have a thumb injury. You can't shoot a gun with a thumb injury.
It's so dumb. Let's see.
It's a charge extra for cross hatching.
Oh my gosh, it's hot in here. Is it hot in here or is it just me?
I didn't turn on the heat. I almost did, but I thought no.
Once
I start drawing, things are gonna warm up.
Story time. Did you tell a story without me? Seriously?
No, I didn't tell a story. I was showing old artwork, like from What the and stuff,
gotcha.
Which apparently put the Lloyd the Collector to sleep.
Yep.
So,
not his one daughter. Typo. Another little Presty. They just keep it going.
yeah. Are you caught up now?
Maybe.
You're not caught up. Look at it.
I know.
Oh.
No, because Sammy was the last. All right, Aaron. So what you got after this?
Well, it's funny you should ask.
I know. Crazy.
I've got Ms. Marvel.
Yes.
And then I've got the invisible monster from Johnny Quest.
If he's invisible, how can you see him?
Because Johnny and the gang threw paintballs on him. Samantha knows that one. We watched that episode.
Yeah, but
I probably forced her to watch it.
Exactly.
We did watch it. Someone asked last night about turning the page over while they're drawing, and like I said, I do it all the time, especially when I'm inking, because you got to get that curve right. The way your hand is, is going to naturally work, and so you turn the page so that you're always kind of what's comfortable for your hand. But I wouldn't do that while I was actually drawing, because it's kind of hard to keep track of.
Yeah, she's bigger.
Well, she's wearing a hat though.
Yeah.
So that hair's got to be sort of, contained a little bit in there. Kind of feel like this hat.
Everybody's a critic. No, daughter's not home, but I told her she needed to come on live today.
She's in Phoenix in college, and
studying of all things art.
Who would have imagined that?
Who would have thunk it?
Okay, so I need
but
a.
She'll be home in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from yesterday.
Yep, I got to get a Christmas tree tomorrow, but I can't. We can't decorate it till she gets home.
Them's the rules.
That's what I've been told.
I'm glad she's home from 5 girls in the house. It's an estrogen festival. I'm drinking. It is so weird not having children in the house to make noise and messes.
We have an annoying dog though that makes noise and messes. So got
what
that.
are we gonna do? What kind of tree? A green one.
A green one. Ah, you beat me to it. Couldn't stop myself, even though I heard you say it. I was like, it's coming out anyway.
I don't know. Our dilemma is the puppy factor, because he loves
destroying, chewing.
That's true. Why buy it now and wait for 2 weeks to decorate it? We did have a fake tree that we bought in Florida because they're so expensive down there.
Because they have to import them. They have to drive them from Oregon to Florida.
So we're like, let's just get a fake one. And then when we moved here, after a few years of using it, the mice decided they liked it better. So we ditched that thing.
A little bit of a mice problem in the garage.
But I wouldn't mind just a small tree and then put it on like the dining room table.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Because, I'll just have puppy trauma all over. We'll open up everybody's gifts for them, chew them up a little bit, eat ornaments, and we'll have to go back to the vet. Ugh.
It'll ruin Christmas.
What's that one from?
What?
Ruin Christmas.
Okay,
so we live right west of Tampa on the Gulf Coast.
In Holiday.
In Holiday, Florida.
All right, that looks like that's good enough for me. There's the magical
her eyes.
Zatanna. So I'm going to.
A few years, more like 10. A few years ago. Is that what you mean, Sammy? Yeah.
It was actually more than 10. It was like 15.
15 years ago.
Seems like only yesterday.
Yep. The end of my bad hair days.
Yesterday. There's a little Beatles tune for my daughter.
There you go, Sissy Boo.
All right. So this is Zatanna. This is number 208.
Wow.
I know. 500 more to go.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't put a tree last year because my cat was still under 8 years old, and we thought, yeah.
The Husker, he jumps and like attacks you, and it's just nuts.
What did I say, 208?
Yeah. Thank you, Lloyd. Very nice.
Ooh.
Emma.
Thanks. Lloyd's back. He must have woke up.
A little power nappage. We had that stupid fake tree for so long, Sam.
Okay. Was it Lloyd again?
Now, isn't Bradenton, is that north of like where we were on holiday?
Bradenton, that's where Tommy Frazier went to high school.
But isn't it? Is it north? Or is it down more like Clearwater?
My guess is Bradenton is.
We'll just wait for him to answer.
Yeah. All right.
Mr. Darpley.
That's one book now.
So we were by Newport Richie.
Yeah. Newport Richie was just north of us.
North of us.
Clearwater was just south of us, wasn't it?
No, it was Tarpon Springs.
Tarpon Springs was just
Clearwater
south
was,
of us.
you had to go past where you turn left to go to CrossGen.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know what the roads were anymore. I just remember I had to drive about 20, 25 minutes to get to the first Starbucks I had to drive through. And since, Sarasota. Okay. And since I had a baby in her car seat, that was let's fall asleep in the car seat. Let's go to Starbucks. I can't remember where it was.
Ms. Marble.
Ooh.
Don't mean to interrupt the conversation, but
It's all about me right now. Wait, right now? Well, we do miss you, Sammy. I didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. Lloyd, do something. Uh-oh. Ding.
you didn't do nothing. You said you typed in Lloyd. You typed in zzz, like I was boring you, and so that's why you got the Grinch.
Welcome to my world, Lloyd. Oh, I didn't mean that. Is that my $1 bullet?
See, now I'm getting sass from my wife.
Sass and I should have never made that for you. Yeah, we miss you, sis. But less than 2 weeks. Miss College Girl. So maybe we should all vote. Was college the most fun you had? Was high school better years? Or is adulthood better? Adulting is hard.
Well, I went to college for 10 years, so that was pretty much
Good little combo.
it's like the John Belushi line, 10 years of college down the drain.
Better than gas. Did I miss something?
I don't know. See, that's the thing. They're always like a minute delayed in
Yeah.
their comments, and it's like, what the heck? And then you're trying to figure out what they're made the joke about.
Oh, I'd love to.
Absolutely, I will. I'll be there in May.
Yeah, college and adulthood. I don't know.
College is way better than adulthood.
I think we have to do eras of adulthood. 20s, 30s, like my 20s and 30s were pretty good. My 40s kind of went downhill.
Hey,
50s,
I was in school in LA, going to the beach, having a good
That's right,
time,
Mike.
no responsibility. I had no money, but I had no responsibility.
Don't remember college. Well, it means either you're super old or you had a lot of fun.
Benjamin Lee chiming in from Seattle. Let's see.
Do you think
Bonus
we'll have
points.
Comic-Cons by May?
Well, they will in Florida. Probably can't. I mean, they okayed them last year.
Are we going to finally accept the fact that people get the flu?
Yeah,
or-
no.
I don't know. I'm sorry, being a little political.
Shelly's bringing the heat with her $1 bullets.
Yeah, 40s. I don't know. I did some big things in my 40s. Finished my master's degree when I turned 40. Then I started doing marathons because I was an idiot. What else did I do in my 40s?
Started smoking pot a lot.
No, that's tomorrow. I don't know. Just working in comics while going to school full time. Yeah, that would have been good. I don't know, college was fun, but it was kind of, I don't know. It wasn't reality for me because I did 2 sports. So all I did was go to class, go to practice, and then cry trying to figure out my math homework, even though I somehow got a degree in math. I don't know. Yes, it is legal where we are. Yep.
So here's a little story. I probably told it before, but hey, I'm old. I can't remember. When I was in college down
Which
in
one?
LA,
Mhm.
USC, I interviewed to do the storyboards for the remake of DOA, which starred Meg Ryan and the guy she was like married with for a long time, Quaid.
Really?
Dennis Quaid.
DOA?
Yeah, Dead on Arrival.
I mean, I know what that means. You look at me like I'm an idiot. Oh, Ben, don't be afraid of the 40s. It's yeah.
Can I finish my story?
Oh,
please?
my bad.
So they hired me to do the job and I said, well, I was in school, I was in film school at the time. And I said, yeah, I can come by every afternoon after school. Like, no. He said, this is like full time, dude. They're like, you had to do it like 7 days a week till the film's done. And I was like, oh, I can't do it then. So if I'd taken it, I might, if I never got into comics, I might still be doing storyboards and film.
Aww.
That's true. And I wouldn't have had two well above average children.
They are pretty good, huh?
Yes.
That one's kind of sassy. But, he's 27, so it's okay. Thought I was talking about you, didn't you, sis?
I get lip from both my kids, but I dished it out, so I deserve it.
Yep.
It all comes back.
Benjamin, yes, that's a good idea. Although it's legal here, it's kind of like the medical community hasn't caught up with it. Yes, God always has a plan for us.
Wait a minute. How many times are you gonna play the Grinch clip? That's the only clip I have, so you can kind of use your imagination.
I offered to make more for him, sis, but
we didn't have time.
We didn't have time. There's no time.
The fact that I can actually play the Grinch clip is such a monumental achievement that we should all be celebrating.
He's way more techie than he used to be, but he'd still have a flip phone.
I would.
If we didn't have like Square and all that now. And his phone is so tiny. That's, I think, when you get older too, you just keep getting bigger phones because you can't see. So I have a big phone and the font as big as it can get. I just saw a video of you sketching. Nice.
Yeah, that's like got like tons of views, but I didn't post it. Someone else did.
I have any clips like that in my show? Well, I would be happy to show you how.
You just take QuickTime and screen grab it.
You screen record, but you have to be, well, I'm sure if you like have YouTube TV, they let you download some things, but because this is how I'm teaching children at now, is screen recording myself teaching with a whiteboard app in my tablet. But you just screen record, play the video, don't make noise, or like having a dog barking or cat meowing. And then to edit it, I just put it in iMovie, and normally I just keep it as it is and then upload it to YouTube so my kids can see it, but I have it on a not published so nobody can find, because I just don't need comments of my amazing teaching and my scraggly voice. So Lloyd says he'll leave and you'll stop with the Grinch.
No, Lloyd, just quit sassing me and I'll stop with the Grinch.
Oh, gotta have fun though. Keep it coming. Yeah, so back to the marijuana thing. Yeah, medical community.
Back to the marijuana.
They would rather
let's get back to weed.
Have me take oxycodone than CBD. Doesn't make sense. And so that if I do take any CBD, then they'll pull my pain meds, which I can't have because I have chronic migraines and neck issues. And yeah. Oh, that's my other. I thought we had the airing of the grievances yesterday. Today is feats of strength.
Hey, you're the one airing the grievances. I'm not. I'm just along for the ride.
Yeah, the only grievances Aaron usually has are Husker football.
Which I celebrate today because they won.
They won. I did watch it with him, so I guess that was why they won.
Hey, there you go.
Yep.
There's only one more game, so.
And they could go 500,
Well,
right?
yeah, they could.
If they win it. If they win it.
Well, actually, there's 2 more games. If they don't get canceled because of COVID, which is always a possibility.
I tried to do Christmas Carols parodies, but Aaron ignored me. What?
Well, I don't know that
Yeah,
ignoring would be the correct word. I perhaps missed them.
I don't think a day goes by. Oh, definitely not a day has gone by in 29 years that we haven't used a movie line or a quote. You know,
Yeah,
it's egregious.
When we were in Germany, I finally found a dessert place where I could order some Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte. And that, of course, is from Young Frankenstein, for those of you who...
And then you made a yummy sound.
I did. It was actually quite good.
There's a book of Festivus.
Is that just for the
Add
rest
that
of
to
us?
my Christmas list.
The book of Festivus.
But yeah, I'm having trouble with my Christmas list. So I need maybe I should just put cash.
So my mom said, I said, Mom, there's nothing I need worse than cash right now. Just make sure there's plenty of it.
Oh. Did she laugh at you?
She did.
Does? Yeah.
Actually, I need a pair of shoes, so
She
it's
always
usually
gets you shoes.
I need them though. Every year it's like,
Yeah.
oh, Christmas
You're
time,
really
time
hard
for a
on
new pair of
shoes.
shoes.
You're more hard on socks.
I need socks too.
Yeah. And people are like, this is the dumbest conversation ever. Aaron has this thing about socks. Should I tell him?
Well, it's not really true anymore. It was when I
Really?
was younger for some reason. I've gotten
If
over it.
he wasn't wearing socks and he was drawing, his hands would sweat for some reason. And so he always wears socks when he's drawing. But then that has led to trips down the stairs that were a little quicker than you had planned.
I would say I've slipped more than once.
And up the stairs. He falls up the stairs probably more. Right,
That's
sis?
true. But I'm always in a hurry. That's why. I've got things to
is.
do.
He's a busy man. Well, that was when you had children to drive around.
That's right.
So, Sammy, you ready to come home and start driving?
That's my Christmas present. Get your driver's license so I don't have to drive you around.
Then you'd have to buy her car.
And no, I don't. She can just drive since I'm not going anywhere, because the only time I ever go any place is taking her around.
True.
So she
Sorry, sis. I was trying. Yes, sure. She's ready. Awesome. Nope. No, nope. Nope,
No?
no, not going to happen.
Uh,
Oh, we'll go for, Sean says yes. Attaboy, Sean. We'll go on a road trip this summer and drive a lot.
We just went on a road trip to take her to school.
Oh, I forgot about that part. I never want to do that right again.
Yeah.
One way isn't bad. So, Sean and Sammy, did you guys decide if we're going to try to change your ticket or leave it? Sorry, people. So I've been trying to get an answer for like a week and a half. Oh, Sammy. All right. So, Aaron, what is your, I think somebody already asked you this, but what is your favorite character to draw? Or like ones that you like to kind of make up. I'm looking at your prints. That's why I meant.
Ones I kind of like to make up. What the heck are you talking about?
That aren't necessarily like your mermaid, the Coral Princess print, and the San Diego. We can do it.
I would rather do my own stuff.
Yeah. I think my favorite work of yours is probably Wonder Woman. Probably because I made you do it. There's a story you can tell.
Well, I don't know that you made me do it.
I will call you sweetie. I did. And that's how I got the
How did
statue.
you make me do it? Okay, here we go.
I have my ways.
This is what we call alternative history. Go ahead. How did you make me do it?
You weren't going to take Wonder Woman. And then Dan DiDio called to try to talk you into it again. And I said, just do it. You said, okay. Okay, it was a little more involved than that. But then Dan DiDio sent me the Wonder Woman statue. as a thank you.
That's right, for helping you.
Yes.
Well, a lot of it was Mike Martz talked me into it too, because he was like,
You know what?
he was like, you idiot, don't pass up an opportunity to do one of the big three. But I was supposed to do Power Girl. And you know who did Power Girl?
Thank you, Paul.
Amanda Connor. And you know who's now a bigger name than I am? Amanda Connor. So what does that tell you? I should have done Power Girl, which actually outsold Wonder Woman, which makes no sense at all, but it did.
The sock story. They were all big kid socks. Yeah, but I guess if you're gonna go through stuff, socks aren't that bad. I suppose.
So I've been getting these like ads, and I don't know why. This is the thing that's troubling me. I'm getting ads of women's pajamas that have like an open butt flap, and they have the flap open so you can see the girl's butt cheeks.
Okay,
and
so
they're like, yeah.
apparently they're
like,
tracking cookies on you when you go on a webpage.
What am I looking at? What am I looking at that makes them send me that?
Pause for a moment.
I wouldn't have brought it up if I was guilty of something. I'm just saying.
John, what are you learning? Oh, from watching the drawing. Yeah, they had a really good run on Wonder Woman. That was nice time. And you enjoyed it.
I did. There's a Wonder Woman fans are like Legion fans. They're just like they love. They're very loyal. They may not be huge numbers, but they are extremely loyal. And everybody wanted Wonder Woman pages.
No, Mike, that's what I'm wondering. I'm gonna have to search the history here pretty soon. Well, there can be some innocent ones like Mike's posters that we were looking for.
Oh, like yeah. There was a we found this movie memorabilia. This was years ago.
Well, so our
online.
family room, our downstairs family room is all movie memorabilia and posters and that kind of stuff.
So we were looking for some posters and it's
actually what a time to tune in.
Oh,
and they were buttless. Who knew?
That's the kind of thing Ashley would wear, I think, to a Comic-Con. But anyway,
right.
What were we talking about?
Movie.
Butts? Oh yeah. So
butts.
This was called
like big butts.
This was called Rick's Movies. Wasn't that what?
I can't remember. So I just Googled Rick's.
And it was like a strip
Rick's
joint.
Girls
came up. And I'm like, Shelly, what the?
Yeah.
No, the best one ever was Shelly saw on my history that I was going to Dick Blick's, and she wanted to know what the heck
is
was Dick Blick's.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's an art supply
Only
store.
they were Spider-Man. Oh, Ashley.
What'd she say?
She has
Only
standards. Not
Spider-Man.
any butt flap pajamas.
That's right. They have to be Spider-Man underoos butt flap pajamas.
Yep. Nothing but the finest.
Oh my goodness.
Well, pajamas. I was like looking for some, but I wasn't looking for buttless ones. Or butt
They
flap
weren't
ones.
buttless.
Were they like a onesie kind of thing? Riding chefs.
No, they were like pant pajamas.
All right, so what drawings are available today, Mr. Aaron?
Benjamin, where were you yesterday? They all sold. There's nothing left.
But how's your commission list looking?
Oh, it's full for right now. I just did one for him anyway.
You email me, Benjamin. I got connections. I'll hook you up.
I do want to say, though, that I listed all my Justice League pages and my Conan Wonder Woman pages and the Wonder Woman job I just did 2 months ago, are all on my Comic Art Fans page because it's very, very difficult to get my web page updated because the guy that does it is he actually has a real job, so it kind of has to fit in when he can do it, and it's very time consuming. So I went ahead and uploaded them all in Comic Art Fans because that's something I can do myself.
Good job.
And so those are, if you're looking for some pages perhaps that I did recently.
Oh, Ash, we missed you guys.
They're up there.
It's been so weird. Because we were talking about that yesterday. Comic-Cons, like we see our second family. Oh yeah, Randy. Dix.com. I'm not sure. There's might be some goods, but not sport. Oh,
Is the Santa Claus with one room in the bag available? No, that I sold that 100 years ago when I drew it. That's
Didn't
from
you have
it's
it
inside of
print?
no, it was inside of the sketchbook. It was the title page to one of my sketchbooks.
Oh.
And
Oh, Carrie, that's nice. Yeah, Wonder Woman is, and I think his stuff that he did. Well, I like the Wonder Woman. What cover is that? Our daughter's on the cover of which one's right up there? She's in kindergarten. The one where she's flexing and Sammy's flexing and there. Oh yeah. Look up there. So that's one of my favorites.
that's the only cover I kept.
Yeah.
I sold all the rest like a mercenary that I am. But that's Samantha in kindergarten with one of her friends. And there you have it.
Yeah. And your work on Mystic, I really liked, especially, well, that's my other contribution to your career was the villain.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
there's another story for you.
Yeah, I should pull the page, but I might have to go dig it out.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul, if you're still, Paul's here, isn't he? Yeah, there he is. Looking at writing chaps before the PJs popped up. That's exactly what I was doing.
Oops.
Paul, is this, am I supposed to personalize this to, is it to Lucille or to Lucy?
I think it was Lucy.
I think it was too, but I can't remember.
The one where she's in jail is my favorite.
When Lucille's in jail?
No, I'm reading Carrie's.
Oh, the cover where she's in, yeah.
Is that a Wonder Woman?
Yes.
Do I remember that one?
Well, she was behind bars and she was kind of looking through the bars.
Oh, yeah. All right, where would those pages be? And I'll find them. Because you know I'm a good looker, everybody, and if you don't understand that reference, it's from yesterday.
I think third drawer down underneath the TV, there's envelopes on the right-hand side that are labeled Mystic.
Okay.
And it was one of the earlier issues, so I think they're in there.
Okay.
Lucille, okay, cool.
Third on the right.
Benjamin Lee says, I remember the time I met Aaron for the first time in Seattle. I commissioned a Wonder Woman and Aaron couldn't get it done. So then months went by, I'm guessing months went by, and I go to Rose City. I drove there with only 1 hour of sleep. I remember that. Woke at 6 a.m., got there at 9 a.m. Aaron remembered me and drew me an awesome Wonder Woman. I then drove back to Seattle at 9 p.m. and got home at midnight. Slept well that night. I actually remember that.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
You are
I was 29 at the time. I'm 36 now. I'm not sure I could do that again. 36. Give me a break.
Oh, remember
to
those
be
days?
36 again.
Wow. Sammy, I had Sammy when I was 36.
Yeah.
Okay, what issue was it? Do you remember? I brought them all, but you said it was the earlier one? Oh man, if our house ever catches on fire.
Might be the, which,
oh, look.
probably the next one.
Oh, no, look.
Got to put a best wishes in here because we always want the best for everyone.
Yes.
Whee! Let's sign it down here.
This guy.
Yeah, it's the guy.
This guy.
No, that's not the guy.
It's not the guy, it's the other guy?
It's the other guy. So this is number, oh, there she is. By the way, I'll get it straightened out. There you guys can actually look at those eyes.
You do really good eyes.
Unfortunately, now Ms. Marvel became Captain Marvel and looks kind of butch. So, just saying. Wouldn't be my interpretation.
Oh, Colin says, hi, Mr. Aaron Lopresti.
Oh, well, hi, Colin. How are you? You're probably like 16 now, huh?
Going to college.
209. You're welcome, Paul. Thank you.
No.
Well, see here.
You.
All right, so that's 2 down, and
See what other stories can you tell?
Now, Paul, also, I got to do a sketch of Terry, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it live because it's too much pressure. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, Stephen Ing, it's time for Johnny Quest.
Yep, 6 going on 16.
So, oh, wouldn't it have been great if I had a Johnny Quest clip to play
Johnny.
right now?
Haji.
Johnny. Yes.
No, that's just the one I.
Yeah, but
oh,
it's
wait.
the next page.
Is it?
There it is.
Oh.
All right, here's the villain from Mystic. We'll take a short.
Well, and then you had to
time out
get
here.
that floor. Golden ratio.
Oh, that's right.
Thing.
Okay, so here's. I don't remember what this dude's name was. Was it Archimus or something like that? Okay, those of you who were Mystic fans, and if you're not, shame on you.
Such a beautiful book.
From CrossGen. Okay, so this villain was like a magician, but he used math to for his magic. It's very strange. It's a very clever idea by Tony Bedard, right? So I wanted to put all these math equations tattooed on his face, which is a great idea to do it once, but if you do it every panel, you're like, why did I do this? So I go to Shelly and I said, I need some math, so help me out. So let's explain the math.
Let's see.
Let me zoom in here to this, first of all. This is the educational portion of our show, which we always include.
So the 1, 2, 3, 5, 8 is Fibonacci sequence.
That's Fibonacci's sequence right there on his forehead. This, with that kind of partial triangle thing and the circle or the star, and what is that? Look at DBEAF. Oh my gosh,
I can't remember if we were just we decided to do a circle or if it's
something.
Poincaré's model of geometry.
It could be.
Or sphere. They're not. Well, they're kind of curvy, so it could have been. That's kind of the time too where I was learning more about spherical and projective geometries, non-Euclidean geometries.
Let's
for
get
the geeks
deep
out
in here.
there.
Get the shovels out. Okay, well then we're not sure what that is, but then this is this circle with the tail and the line through it. P0. Isn't that like the golden mean or something?
That we did on the golden ratio.
Yeah, isn't that what that is? But isn't it the same thing?
No, not that one. I'll find it.
Wow.
And then he's got, I know, I forgot you put all that in there. And then Pythagorean theorem on the chin.
8 squared plus b squared equals c squared.
And on another panel, you had part of the quadratic formula. That was on the cover.
Yes.
When she was being crushed by math.
By math equations, yes.
The quadratic formula on that.
And I got all those from Shelly as well. So she helped with the
I have now inked with the Sharpie part of filling in blacks with Spider-Man.
Helped co-create this character. Now, to give credit where credit's due, this phenomenal inking is by Matt Ryan.
Oh my gosh, they're such a good. Hey, Julie. Such a good pairing.
So anyway, that's
because it's hard too. Like, other than the cross-gen time, Aaron gets his pages done, sends them. That's the last time he sees them until they're in print. So he doesn't have any say on the coloring. Now, at least, I mean, he sends it out and doesn't think twice about the inking because Matt is so good.
I know this is going to sound dumb because we all remember the Johnny Quest Invisible Monster, but I'm going to go pull it up real quick because, so watch me type.
It's amazing. There's another mathy thing.
There it is. It only has almost. It's a good thing we did that because I was going to draw it with 2 eyes and it only has 1.
Johnny.
Haji. There he is.
We should have Josh put things invisible because that's enough.
So it's only. I think it's only.
His weapon has like summation and square root symbols and stuff on it.
It was not an easy task coming up with all that stuff and fitting it on and redrawing and.
Yeah, because I think, this was my master's thesis is on non-Euclidean geometries and basically the mathematics behind drawing in perspective. And so I had to teach myself projective geometry, which nobody really teaches. That's when I discovered what it was like to have a panic attack. I was like, oh no. And then I got to teach my advisor, who's PhD in math. That wasn't scary at all. Let me teach you math you don't know.
There it is. It goes, yeah, something like that. So anyway, that's what I'm drawing.
Good luck.
Good luck with
Good luck.
that. Hope you, wish you all the best.
Here's the floor.
Oh, okay, wait, we got to give you the. And then you'll notice his two henchwomen, they have funky hairdos because all the mathematicians were weirdos. So I gave her like a Bride of Frankenstein hairdo, and this other girl had sort of a, I don't know, Wolverine vampire kind of look. Anyway,
mathematicians.
So yeah, so this on the floor is the, what is this? The golden mean?
Well, yeah, or the golden ratio.
Golden ratio, whatever.
Kind of spiral thing. I'm sure there's a more technical, more correct.
I dare you guys to go anywhere on the internet and find this kind of content.
Exactly. It's educational.
It's mildly
Sometimes
annoying.
really boring.
Johnny Fitz has returned. Thank you. I appreciate you not staying away. Great looking Miss Marvel. Thank you, Stephen. Now we're going to get to yours. Well, if he's invisible, send an empty book with just the sig. I did draw in there. It's invisible.
Yep.
Yeah, it's done.
All
What
right,
do you think?
sis.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a good dinner. Love you.
Oh. All right. Peace out, man. Thanks for joining us.
We'll chat tomorrow morning about the ticket thing.
Okay. So because of this color splotches, and as you recall, and if you don't, I'll show you again, he's got like paintball color splotches on him.
Oh, that's why he looks so weird. Okay. Well,
he's
not
invisible.
the only reason, but
he's invisible.
Yeah.
So they had to throw stuff on him so you could
Gotcha.
actually see him. Makes perfect sense in the world of Johnny Quest.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to draw on the inside front cover here as opposed to...
Oh, who did I tell to email me, but I didn't tell him my email address. Well, you can always...
Benjamin Lee.
Shelly at aaronlopresti.com, but I quit using that one because he gets 1 million emails a day, and then mine would get buried in there. So I use ShellyLopresti66 at Gmail.
See, actually, he's an electric monster. There's electricity.
The log.
And so as he moves along the ground, he leaves behind puffs of smoke.
Johnny had to leave to go get snacks again. That means he's very hungry, or been doing this a long time.
Okay, so we have smoke.
What time did you start?
4 o'clock. What time is it?
Is it really only 5?
Yeah, come on, man. Let's see. We didn't even scratch the surface. I started to do Deadpool after this.
Nice. So, Aaron, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Draw.
Oh, okay, that's shocking.
Go to comic conventions and buy old comics.
Did you ever think that you would miss Comic-Cons?
No.
Because you go through spurts where you're like, excited about them, and then when you do like 6 of them in a row, you're like, ugh.
I just don't like traveling anymore.
Yeah.
This looks like a 3-year-old drew it.
So musical, no, yes, if there was a musical equation involved, I know nothing about music. So that was one thing I wish I at least learned an instrument or something. But it's not to be. And I can't sing for crap either. So
that I can verify.
Oh. So killing you later. No, that's what I met Aaron, and I heard him sing because we met at church, and I thought, oh, I better not sing out loud because he'll run the other direction. That's nice that you're doing it on both pages because
Well,
there's not
because
much to it.
it's very
Right.
simplistic, so I want to kind of make sure he gets his money's worth.
I hear
But then Stephen always asks for weird things, so he deserves what he gets.
Grinch yourself for that.
For what? Oh,
For you, yeah.
Oh, for sassing my wife. I guess I should.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. But I did open the door. You had to walk through it.
Well, there's very rarely around here a door gets opened that someone isn't willing to walk through it.
Yeah,
That
or run
includes
through
my
it.
90-year-old mother. She
Yep.
will not.
She's pretty sassy.
If there's an opening, she'll take it.
Husker sleeping,
Good.
just like your audience. But you I don't know.
Oh.
Sleep.
Oh man, that was yikes.
Oh, I'm so funny.
Let's put a line work here in the old smoke.
All right, Aaron. So if you had to do all over again, what would you do?
For what? You mean like my entire life?
No, we're not going to get that heavy. Dust like clouds. Does look.
Like what?
No, college and your path.
I'd go to art school,
Yeah.
and I would not go to film school. Although I had a blast at film school, I must admit. But
Imagine their trees.
the what?
Oh, there's smoke.
Okay. Well, now I'm gonna have to draw a jungle back here so that you guys know that those are smoke bombs and not palm trees.
Smoke bombs. I thought they were trees. What?
These are smoke poofs coming up when we burn the ground.
Oh, I thought you said they were trees.
No, I said I'm going to draw trees now.
Oh, I am so dumb. That's why I was laughing like, oh, they're trees. Oh, my bad.
They look like mushrooms. What are you doing? It's not a tree, Aaron. You're so stupid.
It could be a bunch of broccoli. Ooh, Arizona's killing Colorado.
I don't care. Nebraska won. That's all I care.
I know. Oh, the depression has ended.
For at least a week.
Mm-hmm.
So he's coming out of the jungle.
Oh, it makes so much more sense now.
Well, I promised after I did that Grinch that I would never do another one of these in color, but this is so simplistic I have to go in with color to make it work. Because I think this is like Stephen's like 4th book or something.
Aww.
And he keeps asking for weird things. Actually, he asked for Tangled once. That was good.
Mm-hmm. You still could go to art school, you know, or those painting.
If I had the money, I could. That's a problem.
You take student loans. Nobody ever pays it back.
That's right. Oh, Biden, he'll let us. He'll give us loan forgiveness.
After we paid off your USC student loans.
I did pay those off in quite, I thought, clever fashion.
Yes.
A lot of bluffing went into it, but I pulled it off.
Yeah, they messed up the payments on their end. So we've been paying all this money, and then they're like, oh, you haven't been paying enough. So as a courtesy to you, we're going to extend your loan another blah, blah years. And they like tripled the payment or something.
Well, no, what happened was that they were not charging me enough to even cover the interest on the loan.
Yeah.
So the loan was growing as I was paying
Oh,
for it.
yeah.
And so,
That's kind of what I meant. Maybe it didn't come out right.
and so
Well, one, first you gave the phone to me. So I could rip them a new one. And then
we went and talked to a lawyer, and he's like, dude, he goes, I don't care how much they screwed up. He goes, you still have to pay that money back. You borrowed it. And I went, yeah, I know. But I wasn't going to. So I got in a conversation with them.
So basically all the money that we had paid went to nothing.
Yes.
And that wasn't quite right if they messed up on their end. So they reached an agreement and paid them off.
Yes.
Some hush money.
I was bluffing like crazy with this woman from the student loan people or the bank that we were just saying, look at, you know, and I know that you've broken so many regulations that there's got to be some nice fines attached to this. And I've got an attorney right now looking into it, which was all just blah, blah, blah. Right. And she goes, well, what do you expect? You're not going to just not pay anything. And I said, well, I said, oh, I think I've paid enough. And so we went back and forth. And she said, all right, let me get back to you. And then she called back and she said, I'll tell you what, I talked to my supervisor and they said, if you pay us a flat fee of $5,000, they said we'll bury the loan, because the loan was over 20 grand. And so I said, she goes,
I thought it was 10.
No, it was more than.
I thought we paid him 10,000.
No, I paid him 5. And she said, so if you'll pay 5,000, I said, done. Just like that. I didn't even hesitate. Yeah. And so they sent me the contract. I signed it, took it out of savings, and paid off my student loans. So that's the story.
I was lucky. I didn't have any student loans. My daddy said if I went to Oregon State and made the volleyball team, he'd pay for it. And I said, all right. Well, my first 2 years, I got scholarship to community college for sports, and then walked on at Oregon State, made it. So my daddy paid for everything. I
have to grab some colored pencils, which are, watch your toes.
Yeah.
They're underneath the table. So I have to reach underneath as I'm knocking the camera around for, okay, so we know this guy is blue and
a little bit of purple.
Sort of.
Oh, Benjamin, we lived in Hillsboro, so it was at least 25 years ago, probably. But I mean, what we owed was really a lot, because you'd been already paying for it for close to 10 years or something. I don't know.
Several years, and had not made it 10.
Yeah. Like, oh, as a courtesy to you, you've accrued all this more interest. We're like, oh, that's so nice. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so back then, especially when we were just, I think we'd only been married less than 5 years, 4 years maybe.
Yeah, there's nothing like bringing a lot of debt into a marriage. People really dig that. Ooh, look at purple.
All done.
So apparently the only color that doesn't show up on these live feeds correctly is green. I don't really understand it, but it seems to be true. Because look at this.
It's green there, but it's not as bad as yesterday's.
Shelly, look at my shirt. It's green. Look how blue it is.
It's this green from the camera. It's, yeah.
This says, what does it say?
Mary, you will be.
You will be. That's my Christmas shirt. But it's actually green, but you see it as blue.
It's more like a tealish. I think Josh only had, 14,000? But yeah, that's one of our son's goals, to get his student loan paid off. He's making good money, so I think he's going to do that. He's Mr. Responsible. I always tease him, when I grow up, I want to be like him. Yeah.
Hey, $5,000 right now is a lot of money.
Yep.
So Scott Dunbier, who many of you may know is now an editor at IDW, but used to be an art dealer back in the day. He posted something on Twitter the other day from 1983. This guy was selling original art. And he had like Neil Adams pages for $150, like Batman pages that are, probably $10,000 now, and Kirby pages for like $30. And it was just amazing. I was like, man, if I go back in time, I'd buy everything that guy had.
You buy Intel stock and start it.
Boy, that's for
Microsoft
sure. And Apple.
Yep.
I did find out some interesting information though, because we used to kind of gripe about not buying Marvel stock when it was like 1 penny or whatever, because they were almost bankrupt and everybody thought they were going to, go under, and maybe DC would buy them or something like that. And the stock just plummeted, right? Well, of course, now Marvel stock is through the roof. It's worth a fortune. But however you do that, they reorganized it or whatever. So even if you bought it when it was like a penny, that's not the same stock that's now worth a fortune. So you would have lost everything if you had bought it. So that made me feel better.
Has there ever been a time where they actually were not on the brink of disaster? It just seems like it's constant been.
Comics,
other than that one big boom in the
90s.
In the 90s.
We just missed.
Yeah. We got on the tail end of it.
Yeah.
That's been just a common thing.
Comics is it's never been a big moneymaker.
Well, and
except maybe
during to do with education.
During the World War II, probably it was. But other than that.
Always that. Oh, we're about to go broke. Oh. So have we seen John Smith with us at all?
I haven't seen him drop in.
I should call him.
He may be on a date to ruin his action.
If I texted him, what you doing?
Got any good news on bullets?
Eventually, I'd really like to shoot my gun, but we'll see. I don't even get to apply for my concealed permit till February.
I need a little bit darker blue. What is that? Oh, there it is. There it is. As Con would say, there she is. I have the screenplay for Star Trek 2, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I need to do a dramatic reading.
Yeah, one of my daughter's friends back in junior high spent the night, and her parents are Russian immigrants, right? So they have like Russian accents and the whole 9 yards, right? So we were doing a dramatic reading from Star Trek 2, and I said, well, you can be Chekhov, because certainly you must know how to do a Russian accent since your parents have one. She was terrible. I had to fire her. Said, you're not, Chekhov anymore. I was very disappointed. Who would think something so simplistic would take so much time?
Well, that was like the flag one. Did Mrs. Lopresti pass out? It's so quiet. I'm on Instagram if I'm being.
You guys are mesmerized by my colored pencil cross-hatching technique. There's still 17 people hanging in there.
So do they? I don't even know how this works. They go on Facebook,
Who?
or they could get on, because I see some from Facebook and some from YouTube.
It's being
Okay.
broadcast live on both platforms at the same time.
Wow. I haven't been on Facebook in months. I don't miss it.
It's the best social media platform for me. It's where most of my crowd comes from.
Get all those points.
It's funny. I get followers on Twitter, but they're not usually customers, shall we say?
Yeah.
Well, Stephen, I know you're watching this and you're going, I can't believe he turned that into a masterpiece. But I did. Maybe masterpiece is a bit of an exaggeration, but
Good job.
and there we have it. So don't mess with the invisible monster. All right, let's zoom out and just see how wonderful this really is. Look at that.
Wonderful.
Look at that.
It's ginormous.
It's very scary. When I was a kid, it scared me.
I bet.
Favorite episode. Yeah, we'll just sign it down here for the sake of ownership.
Reminds me of the character Blue from Nickelodeon's Blue's Clues.
Well, actually, it kind of does, doesn't it? Or isn't there? What is that? That so and so's house for home. There's so and so's home for something characters or imaginary characters or something.
Or the
Wasn't there a blue guy in that?
Is it on?
Okay,
Is it Cartoon Network or
Yep.
Nickelodeon?
Cartoon Network. 211.
Yeah,
Okay.
somebody's house
I know
for
I
imaginary friends.
Yes. I know I skipped 210, but that's reserved for another drawing that I'm not going to do right now. All right. So there it is. Stephen, I hope...
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
There it is. I hope this sort of... some energy spots in here, curvy it up a little bit.
You do Black with Stars and who's in
Barry Windsor Smith. BWS.
No.
Yay! All right, there's another one. Yeah, so these are still available, guys. For I know practically everyone on here has one, so but that's not going to keep me from pushing it. All right. There they are. There's your information right there. Sketchbook scrolling across the bottom if you want one of these.
Good Christmas gifts.
See, look, there's pictures in here. Oh, hey,
Did you draw those?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Kidding. Are those free?
That's such a con question.
Yep.
Did you draw this? Yes, I did. That's why I'm sitting behind the table and the banner has my name on it. Are you Aaron Lopresti? Yes. Okay. See these guys here? A little dark, but Skeksis, those old wizard things. And then I got a Lord of the Rings thing here with
Yeah, that guy.
that guy and Gollum and that other old dude, Gandalf. And these are like 11 by 14 on colored paper, and I still have these for sale at 150 piece, which I think is a pretty good deal. So if you're into that stuff, you might want to consider purchasing that, or just purchasing the book and you get the pictures inside for $25. So, or $45 with
Didn't see that
a sketch.
one.
You and Liam Sharp had an appreciation fest on Twitter. It was cool. That's right. We were kind of complaining about how now he has 20,000 followers, so I don't know what he was complaining about, but because I have like 4,800 now, and so we were
I think
just
I
like
have 4.
so we were like, yeah, kind of like retweeting each other's posts and stuff to kind of boost our things. So that was kind of funny. But yes, Liam's a really good guy. He looks like a professional wrestler because he's bald and he's huge.
And I have 18 followers on Twitter. I'm a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Our dog has almost as many followers on Instagram that I do. Goodness sakes. Yep. I've even been asked when he's finally off to go to the bathroom or whatever, take a break finally. Did you draw these? No.
Good, Stephen. I'm glad you like it. That was actually more challenging to make it look good than I thought it was going to be. Then I want to show this. It says, did you draw those? Great mouth breather con questions. So if anybody in this chat right now has actually asked that question, you're considered a mouth breather by Paul. I didn't say that. He did.
Just retweeting it.
Oh, look at Mike Miller joined us. I didn't go on live last night because I was exhausted last night after my con. I didn't have enough wind in my sails to go on your show. So you have 33 on Twitter, so you're making use of your Twitter.
Woo-hoo.
That's excellent.
Yeah, I used to do social media constantly, but I just kind of think that it's made people think that their opinions are way more important than they really are.
This is true.
And I just get tired of, and if you voice your opinion, then the backlash, they don't agree. And it's like, ugh. So yeah, kind of over it.
Okay, I cheated a little bit and kind of started roughing out this Deadpool because I was afraid that I might bore Lloyd the collector. So I'm going to just jump right into it. All right, Stephen. Well, I'm glad you like it, man.
Yeah, our dog has 116 followers on Instagram. That's so funny. He's so cute. Husker, the mini schnauzer, if you're wondering.
If you want to follow him.
Well, I have 204. Man, I am popular.
All right. Here's a question for all you guys. I drew one issue of Deadpool my entire career, and they made the cover into a t-shirt. It was so monumental. So for absolutely nothing, you win nothing except my admiration. Do we know who out there knows what issue of Deadpool I did? And don't look it up because that's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. See, I want you to see this. This is what we call disrespect. And you know what happens when you get disrespect?
Oh, number one, I saw it online.
That's not quite right, Paul. You're close, but you're not quite right.
Yeah, see, I don't have any talent, so there's no reason anybody would follow me. Yes, he's learning. Well, kind of.
She helped me.
I did it.
Well, she did it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, you captured it off of.
Oh, I didn't do it on this. Yeah, I created it and
then I
emailed it to you.
Yes.
Whippersnappers.
So, Mike, how do you get yours? How do you get your clips? Do you use QuickTime and how do you get your video clips off the internet onto your computer so you can then load them onto the Carry Tarp 3? No. Whippersnappers. Hi, Gary. Hi, Mike. It's beautiful.
Hi,
It was
Shelly.
one a variant
Hi,
cover.
Aaron.
No, it wasn't a very good cover. It's not. It wasn't number one. You need to look closer at what that says, Paul. It wasn't number one. Look
Don't feel bad,
closer.
Paul. I don't know either. Oh,
Yes.
-1.
It was -1, baby. Chris Bacon.
Little integer action.
You win the no prize. Stanley special no prize.
Woo!
I never really understood that when I was a kid. I saw you won a no prize. I go, I want to win one of those. And it finally dawned on me, wait a minute, a no prize is you win no prize. So,
It's like the bugs in Florida, the no-see-ums,
that's right.
the flying teeth.
We thought that was a joke, but they're real.
Yeah, and they loved me. Do you need a reference for the gun?
No, I'm going to fake it.
I can go get mine.
Your gun is too small for what Deadpool would be.
Oh, because I have such dainty little hands. Yes, I have a 6-hour P365. I've yet to shoot it.
But you have it.
I do have it. An expensive ammo. Thank you, thanks the crowd.
I don't have an applause thing. I have to work on that. All I have is the
Yeah.
the Grinch for SAS. I'm gonna have to expand my library of video clips.
Still amazes me that you just like pull this stuff out of your head.
I thought you were going to say something else.
I did too. I was thinking about it. But... Maskeen.
Yeah, if Rob Liefeld can do fake guns, I can do fake guns.
Doesn't he do fake drawings too?
Ooh.
Drop the mic. So do you have like the finished version kind of in your head? Like
Yes.
can you like kind of see it?
Yes. It doesn't necessarily always come out on paper the way I'm seeing it in my head, but close enough.
Oh gosh, yeah, I would pay more than $300 for no-see-um screens. I thought the guy, our neighbor, was messing with me. I go, oh, that's funny because you no-see him. Just, yeah, destroyed me. That and the mosquitoes. What, that July 4th, I had 50 mosquito bites on my legs.
Yes, you're just
Yeah.
totally went back. I want to move. I can't stand it. And I was like, but there's alligators in our backyard.
But I have bad hair days. Naturally curly hair and yeah, It was Frizz Fest. Yeah. Does he know anatomy? I don't know.
What?
He just drew lots of random lines so that it made it look like he knew what he was doing.
Hey, now he's got himself a very popular podcast right now. And
nice. I'm just saying. My little meaningless opinion.
He had his own jean commercial with Spike Lee.
Yeah. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, because I don't think I could visualize that. I see numbers.
Do you see dead people?
Only occasionally.
It depends on how much medication you took before bed.
How bad is my headache? Yeah.
I'm going to change that. What?
Yeah, you do have a popsicle thing coming out.
I assume they're going to do it in conjunction with the movie because it has cheetah in it. So I would guess it's going to be out, by Christmas,
Mm.
but I don't know. Don't know for
I
certain.
know not.
Let's take a look at something else I've done. Yeah, I did a sketch cover for somebody featuring, you guessed it, Deadpool with made-up guns.
Was that in 12?
8 years ago.
Holy cow.
That was at Rose City Comic Con before it became big Rose City Comic Con.
Somebody had it slapped. Is that what that's called? That is slabbed. Is that what that's called? Is it graded and stuff?
Yes, slabbed. Yes, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Okay.
I'm only going to do one ninja sword instead of
You're
two.
covering up your drawing. Huh?
Oh, ha! I was using the reference, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Maybe I should just scooch you over here to." Okay, yeah. I actually have it on over here on my computer,
There you go.
so I can look at it without blocking the drawing. So yeah.
Awesome.
Funkadelic costumes, man. It's got a little Deadpool belt. It's kind of clever. I remember watching the Deadpool movie in my hotel room at a con once, and I had not seen it at the theater because I heard it was like super raunchy, and I was kind of like, "Eh." So I was sitting there watching it, and I got to tell you, it was hilarious, but it was so raunchy. I think I was blushing as I was watching it. It was just like I couldn't believe the things that were coming out of his mouth. It was kind of, yeah. Not for the kids. Okay, so this goes kind of like that. Those little glovey things on. Thigh maybe a little too thick. But I have a popsicle commercial. Yeah, well, I have a popsicle commercial on the back of a box. Yeah. I've actually been on 2 newscasts, though. I just happened to be the person they interviewed. I was at line for student loans at USC, and they interviewed me. And so I made the LA Evening News one night, and then Portland Comic Show before Batman, the Tim Burton Batman debuted. I was interviewed.
I just see they have a Christmas version.
Christmas version of what?
Deadpool.
They did a Christmas version edit of Deadpool 1 with Fred Savage. It was PG-13. Oh. Boy, they must have must have cut out a lot of the stuff he said.
It's like 30 minutes long. So what's the plan with this one? Are you inking?
Well, let's see. I want to end this not so late that I can't have dinner. Although we're both on a diet, so it's going to be a very slim dinner. But
so the hangry house.
Yeah, consisting of a salad, perhaps. But yeah, I'm gonna ink it anyway. I may I don't know if I'm
Oh,
going to take it
gotcha.
all the way down to finish.
I was in high school when Burton's Batman debuted.
You know what? I'm tired of hearing about how young everybody else is.
Oh. But we used to be that young. Now we just act that young.
That's right. Because if you don't feel young, you got to at least act young.
Yeah.
We feel
old
and in pain most of the time.
Throw a flag.
What?
Oh, I just caught a
We have
guy was already in the end zone,
college football going on in the
walking
background.
out the back of the end zone, and a guy comes up and pushes him. And they didn't do anything.
They're so mean.
He needs a timeout. Huskers just crashed.
So I keep thinking at some point you guys are going to get like sick of watching me draw. So it's like I got to come up with something else to do. But hey, watch me write. That would be wow. That would be great, wouldn't it?
Riveting.
So I got this when I first posted that Sue Storm color sketch that sold yesterday on Facebook. I had 2 more people contact me wanting a Sue Storm sketch, and I'm like, I'd never even drawn her before, and I think it's funny that people see a sketch they want, they're kind of like, oh, I'll get that character, and then I do a sucky sketch of it, and they're like,
oh, you
no,
don't.
I don't. I do wonderful sketches.
Yes, you do.
Like this wonderful Deadpool. I don't know why I don't ink my comics with these pens. I've gotten quite proficient at it instead of using a brush, which takes twice as long, and I don't even know if it looks better.
You're just a purist.
I am.
Always have been. Did you do a tour of the studio?
No, as soon as I get it cleaned, I will.
So that means never?
Absolutely.
Alrighty. Penn State. The Huskers play Penn State?
And they won. That was the only other win they had.
Huskers, or the Penn State destroyed Rutgers, I think.
Yes, they did. I actually did a video that's on my YouTube channel where I gave you I think it's called What's on My Wall in my studio.
Oh, yeah.
And I did all kind of like all the art that's on the walls of my studio with a little story behind each one. But people they want like Ethan Van Sciver's channel where you just rip on people. And I'm always afraid to burn bridges because you never know when you may have to walk across one.
Yeah.
But I got plenty of bridges I could burn if I wanted to.
Oh.
Maybe someday.
No, they're like, oh my gosh. That's a great pass. Holy cow.
For some reason, I was thinking the other night, I was wondering, because I've had people ask me, well, who do you know everybody in the industry, or who do you know in the industry, and that kind of thing. And it's like, do you guys hang out or do you talk or whatever? And I don't think there's a person in the industry of note that I have not met or talked to at some point, with the exception of
just keeps me warm at night.
yeah, I know that you make a living out of it. But I don't think there's a person. I was sitting there thinking, is there anybody in the industry that I don't know or haven't met? And there's the only person I have never met of note is J. Scott Campbell. I'd never talked to him. And I don't know why I brought that up, but I was thinking that the other night.
But it's not like, you guys call each other all the time. And
No. Spent the
Mostly
night at
cons.
Walter Simonson's house twice. That's kind of
Yeah.
like to brag about that.
We love Walt and Weezy.
I know Michael Golden really well. Arthur Adams.
Terry Dodson.
No, Terry. Terry's very famous. Adam Hughes, know him well. I don't know Ryan Sook, although I've talked to him a couple times. I've talked to Jim Lee. I've been on a panel with Jim Lee. I have talked to Stanley, although he didn't, I think, remember 5 seconds after I talked to him, but still. I met Marie Severin. She did a sketch for me. Never met John Buscema, though.
Paul Smith.
Paul Smith came to your wedding? Did he really? I was going to say, I know Paul, which I do, but it's been so long since I've talked to him, I doubt he even remember me. But I've been in arguments with John Byrne. I've been in a fight with Harlan Ellison. How's that?
When you got to see Mike Plug's studio, didn't you?
Yeah, went over to Mike. He and his wife served us lunch.
Who was with you?
Gary Martin, Richard, Finn,
And I wasn't there.
I don't know. I think that was it. Hail Caesar salad for brains. Band Scribbler's channel is so popular. I don't even know what that means. See, that's how out of touch I am.
Like saying that burned bridges.
Oh, you don't know why Van Scribblers. Oh, I see. You're making a joke.
Oh, what was the fight with Harlan Ellison?
Oh my gosh. All right, I'll tell the story. I like to tell the story because it's like, makes me seem important that I argued with like famous people. It was at I was just brand new to comics, right? And I'll put up with just about anything, but I will not put up with someone being disrespectful to me. That's, if you want to get me lit up, that's how you do it. So anyway, so Harlan Ellison sitting at this table, and we're having this conversation. I'm sitting there listening to the not Inkpot Awards. Is that whatever they give at San Diego? Whatever those awards are, right? And so I was at the banquet. This is actually before I met Shelly, so I was single. Not that that has anything to do with the story, but there's a conversation going on at the table, right? And I'm just listening. And at some point you kind of want to feel involved. So I made a comment, I can't remember what it was, about something that Harlan was saying. And he looked at me, and then he just turned away, like I was completely unworthy to be uttering anything at this table. And that pissed me off. So, and this was at the time he did the Geo commercial. I don't know if you guys remember. He would go on and down at the bottom of the screen for the TV commercial, it said, Harlan Ellison, noted futurist. Okay. Not science fiction writer, but noted futurist, right? Which I thought was pretentious. And so after he disses me like that, after the next break, I go, can I ask you a question? He goes, yeah, what? And I said, so just exactly what is a noted futurist? And you should see the look on his face. And he goes, I think the exact words, well, don't quote me on this, but it was something like, what the hell do you think it is, you smart ass? And I said, well, I would assume it's someone that talks about the future and at least one person takes note of it. And he blew up, and I had him. And he was so pissed. He just started lecturing me, right? And so I was sitting there. And so he goes through all this blah, 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 about, that he's more than a science fiction writer and blah, blah, blah. And then he says, He says, do you want to know why I did that commercial? And I went, oh, I don't know, for the money. Blew up again. He just exploded. He was just, I never do anything without, I wouldn't endorse anything unless I tried it out and knew it was worth it, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, I even own a Geo. And then, and I swear, Len Wein walks by. Len Wein, creator of Swamp Thing, co-creator of Swamp Thing, walks by. And Harlan Ellison reaches out and grabs him and goes, Len, tell this jackass that I own a Geo. And Len Wein looks at him and goes, oh no, not the Geo again, and keeps on walking, right? And so we all just busted up. And so, that conversation sort of died out, and there I was sitting there. And so he says something, and then I made another comment about it, and he goes, oh, I suppose that's what passes for New York humor these days. And I go, I don't know, I'm not from New York. He goes, you're not from New York? He goes, well, where are you from? And I said, Beaverton, Oregon. He goes, Beaverton, Oregon. He goes, I've been to Beaverton. And then we start talking about Beaverton and stuff, and we were like best friends the rest of the evening. So it was the wildest. And then, of course, he never remembered me again, but it was quite the little evening. And you should have seen the people at their faces when I started sassing Harlan Ellison at the table. They were like, what are you doing? But yeah, so don't act like you're better than me, because that ticks me off. And that's about the only thing that really does. Even if you are better than me, don't act like it. So that's my Harlan Ellison story.
There you go. Oh, Husker.
And let's see, the first time I met Howard Chaykin, it was at Detroit Motor City Con. And someone introduced us, and he goes, I said, I'm Aaron Lopresti, whatever. He goes, oh, you're the guy drawing sludge. I went, yeah. He goes, oh, that stuff doesn't suck. And well,
That's huge.
The dog sure loved the story.
Yeah.
Tell us about the argument with John Byrne. That was a religious.
Don't debate. Religion.
It was at Detroit. It was also at Detroit. All of my fights happened at Detroit. Rick Leonardi and I were going to go grab some dinner, right? And so we're walking through the hotel lobby, and Byrne comes up to Rick and says, and just like totally ignores me, right? He goes, hey, Rick, you want to go grab some dinner? And Rick goes, I'm going to dinner with Aaron. He's like, oh, I'll come with you guys. And so, he came and joined us for dinner. And what did he say? He made some comment. I honestly, I'm kind of ticked that I don't remember exactly what the comment was, but we were talking about the Bible, Christianity, and he made some snide comment, and then I was the one who blew up on him. And so we got into it in this rather heated discussion about Christianity and basically the authenticity of it, or the, and so then the only other time I saw him was at a show in Portland at the Dark Horse Con, which was really interesting because it was during the time they were doing their Legends, and it was the worst attended con with the most incredible guest list. Byrne was there, Frank Miller was there, Todd McFarlane was there, Adam Hughes was there. I mean, it was Mignola was there. It was just an unbelievable guest list, and like nobody showed up. And so we were in this big island, a big circular island, and I was sitting across, and John Byrne was on the other side of it. And I go, well, look at that. I go, the great John Byrne has nobody at his table.
Wow.
And he goes over and looks at me, and he goes, yeah, look who's talking. There's nobody at your table. And I go, yeah, but there's not supposed to be anybody at my table.
Aaron.
No, we kind of laughed about it after that, and it was kind of all good natured. But yeah, that was kind of funny. An elephant never forgets, and neither do I. Those are my John Byrne stories.
So I'm guessing you don't get along with Neil Adams.
I have so much respect for Neil that I don't get into it with him. I really like his work. The only real experience I had with Neil was as a Boston show. He came over and lectured me for not charging for my
John's
autograph.
Here. Hey, John.
And so like for a half hour, and I kept saying, Neil, I'm not Neil Adams. No, you see, you're saying your signature's not worth anything if you don't charge anything for it. And he charges like, $150 or whatever he charges for his signature. And I kept going, okay, you can charge for your autograph. You're Neil Adams. I am not Neil Adams. I kept saying this, but he just kept chastising me. And he finally left, and his son was right behind him. He goes, oh, he just wants you guys to start charging so he can charge more.
So, John, I did ask about, I don't know, half hour ago, if you'd been on. Ashley visited. That was nice. And Colin said hi.
Oh, hey, John Smith actually owns the only Deadpool splash page I ever did from that issue -1.
Husker, get out of there, baby. Come here. Come here, boo-boo. Hi. What are you eating? Why can't you? If it's on the floor. Oh, an eraser. Nice. Eating Daddy's erasers. Come here. You want up? Come on. Oh, that's a good boy. That's a good boy.
So anyway, those are my funny encounters with superstar stories.
Oh.
I did talk to Frank Miller one time when I was really a nobody, and he was super nice though. So someone else came in and tried to humiliate me while I was there, but it wasn't him. Let's see. So I'm guessing. Oh, okay. Oh, if he like got his mouth around your arm.
Yeah, just sitting there.
Let's see. Well, John Byrne is an atheist, yes. So he always takes crap about religion. Or talks crap, yes. Well, and he did to me, and I'm the wrong guy to do that to.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got in an argument 6 months ago with a religious Christian guy. Well, if you're a Christian, you're generally considered religious. Who all of a sudden stopped collecting original comic art and told me the life I'm living, I'm going to hell. Well, I mean, there's some truth to that.
Wow.
And he stopped being friends. So yeah, I understand. Conflicts about Christianity do happen.
Yeah.
We got in a huge, where were we at? We were at a discussion. Rick Leonardi's a Catholic, so he was kind of on our side. But it was Brereton and a bunch of other guys who were just,
I kept saying, don't do it.
Yes, it was actually.
Don't
and it was so
the Bible with my husband.
And it was so funny because who was it? It was Anna Bennett and Paul.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, he's gonna kill me. I keep wanting to say Paul Chadwick, but no. But anyway, so they're sitting there, and they finally, after this long thing was going, they weren't involved in it all, and they finally go, this is really funny. You go, it's like the atheists are trying to convert the Christians into being, rather than the Christians are trying to convert the atheists. So yeah. So let's see. John Smith, I'm at work, so I can't stay long. Are you selling clothes? Are you at Tommy Bahamas or Johnny Bahamas or what's that place called?
Tommy Bahama.
What's it called?
It's Tommy Bahama.
Isn't it Tommy Bahama? I don't know.
So. Michigan. Visit Michigan.
Let's see. It's funny how everybody else has John Byrne as a jerk stories, and my experiences were all good.
The difference between religious versus Christian. Well, there's different religions.
That's right. Christianity is really supposed to be a way of life. Religion tends to be more about what can I do. I'm sorry if this is turning some people off. It's what can I do? What do I have to do? What rules do I have to follow to get to heaven? And Christianity is like Jesus Christ did the thing, died on the cross for your sins to get you into heaven. So you don't have to do anything except follow him. So that's really sort of the difference. What a Christian would say the difference between religion and Christianity is religion is rules and regulations about what you need to do to appease God, where Christianity is you just accept what he did for you and then do your best to follow him.
But it isn't
There it is.
our job to stand in judgment of others as well.
Yes. Carrie, you keep talking about your con. Are you actually going to have it? I mean, you've been talking. I mean, did you actually? I know you talked to me about coming to it sometime, but did you guys actually do it, or is it still in the planning stages? I had to go to eat dinner, start the story over again.
Which one?
In the beginning, there was dinosaurs.
Ooh.
Yes, exactly right, Benjamin. Exactly. Okay, so here's a good dinosaur story. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but they discovered an entire 100% intact T-Rex skeleton in like Montana in 2008. Apparently it was part of a private collection, and the museum in North Carolina, I believe, finally bought it. And so they're going to like put it on display. But the great thing about it is it was fighting the Triceratops at the time. So they have like the fossil remains of this 100% of this T-Rex. And I don't know how much of the Triceratops was there, but like they were like fighting to the death when they got like, fossilized. And I think that's pretty amazing. That's my dinosaur story for tonight. Okay. All right, I'm going to do a little more black on this, and then actually, I probably should do the red first, because if I do the red, because the black's going to bleed a little bit if I don't. Can I draw a dinosaur for you? No. I'm not going to draw a dinosaur for you. Someday I will. Not this day, but I will. Let me show you. That reminds me. Let me crack open my sketchbook. Always plugging. But no, there's a great the crack of a brand new book. All right. See these? Oops. Let me get rid of the glare. I drew this one down here on the bottom at San Diego during the con on my lap. And I think it's still the greatest con drawing I've ever done in my life. And I sold it to somebody for $150. I don't think anybody asked for it. I think I was just doing it. And then someone said, hey, what's that? And I sold it to them. And then I did this one later for someone else who saw it at the show and was like, oh. So I did another one, but I did this one at home, the one on the top. But yeah, I was very proud of myself to pull that off sitting on my lap. So there you go. Yeah. Okay, Carrie. So it's going to happen. Post from. Okay. All right, man. Just So Humphrey Bear says thanks. That sounds to me like a sarcastic thanks, because I'm not going to draw a dinosaur, and you know what that means. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that we're all on the same page there. I do love drawing dinosaurs. I have this movie poster that I want to do that I've done like some stuff in my sketchbook for. It's called Prehistoric Cave Girls in Trouble. And I really want to do it because I think it would be hilarious. But would anybody buy it? That's the thing. We just do joke movie poster.
They're having cons.
Well, in Florida, because there's no restrictions.
Oh.
Or very little restrictions. All right, I'm going to do the red. I'm going to do the red first. I'm going to do the black.
They must have a governor that has a brain. part of one.
Yes.
Yes. Unlike our Oregon governor, who's a tool. Best title ever. Great name for online dating.
Well, you got to admit, right? That's like the ultimate like 60s Raquel Welch, crappy dinosaur movie. Prehistoric cave girls in trouble. Come on. I actually did do a little rough of it in my. I should do that.
Was that the eraser that was in the dog's mouth?
No, it'd be wet. Be smearing
Kidding,
this
I
all
know.
over the place. All right.
There are days I do miss living in Florida.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. Today would have been a good day to be in a warm climate.
It is very wet and cold around here.
Which, for those of us with advanced arthritis and I wonder if anybody would think of that. So here's my question. I was thinking, I asked you today too. Or maybe I just said it and was waiting for your opinion. So in this cold, why is it that the cold, wet weather makes me hurt like crazy, but cold, drier doesn't? That looks really orange on the thing.
Yeah, that's actually pretty much red. So we're having a little color discrepancy here. So you have to.
Are you finishing this in color tonight?
Well, no, I'm finishing it in black and white. But whenever there's red, I always use red because I have a red marker. But I don't have any other colored markers. So,
yeah,
like Wonder Woman's
stuff. Yeah.
Wonder Woman's, tunic is always red. If I do Supergirl, I'll put the red in there, that kind of thing.
Yeah, Carrie, today would have been a day that I would miss. I did like the one where I didn't hurt near as much. But of course, I was younger too. But I always wonder too, I have metal, like 8 screws in my neck, and then like plates and screws in my low back. So I wonder is it possible for them to get cold? That's what I wanted to know. More awesomeness.
So how much do you think Rob Liefeld got for the Deadpool movies? I bet he got a lot.
Is that an orange? It does look really orange.
It's a red leaning towards the orange scale, but it's not anywhere what you're seeing on screen.
Yeah, it's not pumpkin orange like it looks on the screen.
It's red. It looks red to the eye. But
if
it's
you
not
squint and tilt your head, it's really red.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Exactly. If you turn off the lights and
I did like Florida that my flowers could grow year round. I used to be, well, I kind of still am quite the flower fanatic. Like 2 summers ago, I had over 60 pots of flowers in the yard and on the patio. So that I did like. So we could be snowbirds.
you have to have enough money to actually buy 2 homes. It's really tragic because I went back to visit our house.
Oh, hang out on a no-see porch in the hot tub. Booyah.
What?
So we could hang out on his no-see
Porch in the hot tub.
Is it a time machine?
It's too hot in the hot tub. So I went back. I did a signing at Yancey Street Comics there in Newport Richey. And so I went back to the old neighborhood. This was several years ago. And talked to my neighbor who used to do our lawn for us because our lawn's connected. We didn't have like a fence or anything dividing our lawns. And he was very much a green thumb, and he didn't want me screwing up the yard.
Very particular about his yard.
Yeah. Yes. So he said, "I'll just mow your yard for you." And I'm like, "All right." And so Shelly would like bake him bread and stuff to kind of pay him for.
And, yeah.
So
then he started fertilizing it and then treating our palm trees.
And then he started working in the backyard. And yeah. So, but anyway, I I went back to visit and I talked to him, and the people that bought our house were overextended, and the housing market had crashed a little bit around Florida. And so he was like, you could get your old house back for like $150,000, which is remarkable. And I was like,
because we paid more than that to build it.
yeah,
didn't we?
yeah. And so, but I didn't have it. If I'd had the money, we'd have
We
two
did like
homes
that
right
house
now.
a lot.
It was a great house. I loved that house.
And the development was super cool. We felt pretty ritzy living in a gated community.
Yes.
Woohoo, we're so important. Okay, it's looking sharp on Facebook, but it's fuzzy here on YouTube.
Who says that? Mark Anthony? No.
Steven.
It's looking. Well, yeah. You know why? Because here's the thing. It doesn't do high def. Facebook doesn't do high def unless you have a certain thing.
It's fuzzy on YouTube.
What? Okay, that's totally backwards. I don't know what to say then. I don't know what to say because that's not how it's supposed to be the other way around. I have no answers for you. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the black. Squint your eyes and it'll sharpen it up.
Tilt your head just right. All right.
It's like,
maybe I'll go on Facebook and see if I can.
We'll be right back.
I'll do YouTube first.
Bum, 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 ba, da, 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 da.
Okay. So look at you.
So I'm going to do a little modeling with some gray over the top of this red in a minute. So even though this is technically with some gray over the top of this red in a minute. Ooh, tape delay.
Yeah. It does. Let's see. What if I do full screen?
So even though this is technically
yeah, it's oh, and then it just
that looks good.
Every once in a while it goes fuzzy and then it
is the autofocus isn't on, is it? No, it's off, so it shouldn't be doing that. Well, I think it's when
well, see, now it's fine.
When my hand moves in front of the light for a minute, I think that's when it goes fuzzy and then has to refocus. Technology. It's our friend, but it's our enemy.
Beef and broccoli. That's my favorite. Benjamin asks, okay, so I'll answer that one. So we lived right on the Gulf Coast, north of Tarpon Springs, where they do a bunch of sponge diving stuff, in a town called Holiday. And we moved there because he took the job at CrossGen to draw Mystic. And then when that was done, I said, I know you like it, you can stay, but I'm taking the kids and going back to Oregon. We'll miss you. So yeah, but we grew up here. He grew up in Beaverton, I grew up in Hillsboro.
See, I hate it here.
Right next.
She,
yeah.
For some reason doesn't, but I do.
It's not like this is my favorite place, but when we had small kids and all four grandparents are here, I thought that was it's a very important relationship to have. So I wanted the kids to know their grandparents because I barely knew mine. And yeah.
So 15 years later, here we are.
Yep. But as soon as we know what the kids are doing, when they get settled, we're out of here. But yeah, Mr. Aaron's forearm. Yep,
It's a full moon.
it's furry. Yeah, I miss the warm weather. Your dad lives in Newport Richey. Yeah, so just south is Holiday. Oh yeah. Yeah, we went over to Orlando. It was amazing that you could drive across the state in like 2 hours. And so we did Disney World. We did all the touristy things, and then I took Josh because my Josh and I are the science and math geeks of the family. So I took him over to Kennedy Space Center, Cocoa Beach, and that was fun. Yeah. Oh, the food, the great food in Tarpon Springs.
Yep.
Yep.
There's a little grocery mart just past the Sponge Docks going south, like towards Tampa. And they always had like on the reader board out in front of their little market, fresh rabbit. I mean, I never stopped and picked up any, but I was tempted.
And that was that one restaurant that was so good that we always went and got Rupert.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it was an adventure and it was good. We did really well in the house, so we could move back because it's not cheap. Although I think if we move out of this house, we're going to have to just burn it and run. There's no way we'll get all this stuff out of here.
Yeah, too many years of accumulation, that's for sure.
Well, we're running a business out of here and all your inventory and my shoe collection. Oh, goodness sakes. Because shoes, you can buy shoes. They always fit. Alligator and shark bites, yep. Yeah, that's... I promise you guys it's not pumpkin orange.
Well, it kind of looks a little reddish, but it's not. It's way redder than you're seeing. So I went in with a, what did I go? That was a C4, a cold 4, cold gray 4, and I'm going to do a cold gray 2. And then I will go back in later with a white pencil and drop in these highlights that I'm now covering up.
Oh, so you have like a two-tone.
Yes.
Yes. Did you get the white?
No, I got a pencil right in here someplace. Okay. Is that belt? That belt's red.
Middle of August, are you crazy, Benjamin? That's like, wasn't August and September like the height of hurricane season? Remember, because I would fly back every summer.
It's too stinking humid.
Yeah, well, I was going to graduate school up here and I didn't want to start over at somewhere else where I didn't know anybody or anything. So I would fly back with the kids and we'd have to try to get our flights home back to Florida in between hurricanes. So that was always interesting.
It was exciting.
Yeah, when you're in one, it's kind of exciting, but I don't know. Yeah, it's high sea orange.
It's what the astronauts drink.
Not for realsies.
It's what the astronauts drink. Deadpool orange juice. Okay, so what do I want to do? I want to put in a little bit of, I will go in with a neutral gray here just to put in a little bit of modeling and shadows over the top of this red. Okay.
Yeah, the lightning storms were just epic. I used to stand out in the garage with the garage door open and watch the lightning, and
it's very spectacular.
yes.
All right, so now I'm going to go in with my, actually, no, I'm not. Very shortly I will. We'll go in with my white pencil and do some groovy highlights. I've shown you this before. This is a charcoal white pencil, so it's very opaque and very charcoaly. Works well over the top of marker. It will not, however, work over colored pencil. So give him some angry eyes. Mr. Potato Head. My angry eyes. And I'll just go in here and put a highlight there, highlight there.
Back to Florida. We might have to.
The humidity in the summertime is a problem. So
Yeah.
it's kind of, I'm not a big fan of that myself. But
No, it's true. It's so pretty up here. But my neck surgeon basically said, you got to get out of here. So I was like, all right. But I could, yeah, so we could do snowbird.
well, quite frankly, I think this is fabulous. A little bit of line work in here.
So how much does a Deadpool like that cost?
$2. Too large. Which, you know, I still think is pretty affordable considering what most people charge. See, now I'm going to have like 5 people order Deadpools for me. Like, oh, isn't it cool as the one you did on the live feed? And then I'll be in trouble.
They can't be seen. I was going to ask something that was really dumb. So I won't ask.
Yeah, I think that's good enough for government work. Almost. So now I'm gonna outline it like I always do, beef up that holding line. If I can find my 8-0. All I can find is is that an 8? It is. Success. Success. That would be Dexter's lab, by the way, in case you're.
Is white charcoal pencil permanent? Would it survive on a sketch card?
You can rub it off because it's basically like chalk. So you have to be careful.
Husker, come here.
But you get my feeling is that my expectation is if I give somebody a piece of original art, they're not going to be running their fingers over the top of it anyway, or they shouldn't be. So it would be fine, but it can smear off a little bit. So you're going to appear on camera, aren't you, for the closing of the show, Shelly?
Yes.
Will you get down?
Husker, what you doing? Come here, boo-boos. Come here, boo-boos. Oh, my good boy. Come here. You just want to see what Daddy's doing? Heard the beep of the microwave, and he's like, I'm headed to the kitchen. Yeah, we love Dexter's Laboratory. Dexter's Laboratory. Yeah.
One of the all-time great cartoons. Okay, so now that I've beefed up the outline.
Beefy. I don't know. Some things just fly out of my face and I can't stop them. Boo-boo. See? Oh, so pretty.
All right, so I'm just going to outline the old figure here with my warm number 3.
Yes, he has sprayed fixative aerosol. Yeah.
Is what?
Have you ever sprayed the fixative stuff to?
Yes.
Experience?
Yes, I have. But only when on pencil drawings, not over this stuff. Because again, if someone's rubbing their fingers over this and they ruin it, that's their fault. You shouldn't be rubbing your fingers over original artwork. It's not what it's there for. That's why they have signs up in museums that says "Don't touch."
Yep, the low presti technique. The beefy outline. The low presti factor.
That's what makes it worth that much more.
Is he watching you draw?
I don't know what he's doing. He may be. He's like, how can I get hold of that pen and chew on it? That's what he wants to know.
Yeah. Use hairspray?
Yes, you can use hairspray. I don't, because you actually have to own hairspray to use it. Oh, wait a minute.
We did.
Well, you might have some hairspray. Well, yeah, but it's all pump now.
What?
You don't have aerosol hairspray, do you?
Yes.
Do they still make that?
Oh my gosh. I've used the same hairspray for
Yeah, okay, well,
a
like,
million years. Where
how much hairspray have I been using? All right, so let's zoom out a little bit. Pretend that's redder than it is.
Because it is.
Because it is. So there it is. Deadpool convention sketch at the virtual con.
What's your favorite Universal monster to draw?
What was this? 13 watchers, only 9 likes. Like and share, everybody. Exactly. Thank you. My favorite Universal to draw would be Frankenstein, Karloff. But I draw them all with Reckless. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe. Well, I just happen to have.
Oh, looky here.
Let's see how. Let's see how. Do you know who that is? Because this is the guy I've drawn probably the most. Him and Frankenstein.
Looks like our dog.
It does. That's what I said. He looks like a werewolf. So anyway, that in the tie for Karloff's Frankenstein is my favorite Universal monsters. I'll tell you in just a minute. I'm giving Humphrey Bear a chance to guess who that is. 13 watchers, only 9 likes. I know it's outrageous. Well, there's 21 people watching right now, and 31 likes is what I'm seeing.
But does that count both of them, or maybe he's just on?
I don't know.
One.
Humphrey Bear's on YouTube. I don't know what I'm seeing. Maybe. Oh, that's right. Maybe I'm seeing both.
Or maybe just the other.
I know it's outrageous.
It's egregious.
Okay, so Humphrey Bear, your time is up. That is Werewolf of London. And that's Henry Hull as the Werewolf of London. So anyway, all right. I'm going to wrap it because that's pretty much it. I've got some more sketches to do. Keep your eyes open tomorrow, just in case tomorrow evening, maybe around 6:30, I may just kind of drop in unannounced because I have so many more sketches to do. I have another Sue Storm, if you can believe that. So anyway, let's turn up.
Oh, goodness.
Shelly's going on camera.
Oh.
Get ready to screen save.
Oh, right.
Was it a young Vincent Price? No.
No.
Okay, I've zoomed out as far as I can.
Yep.
There we are.
Oof.
Whoa, there we are. Hey, there we are.
And
The little Presty family.
Yep.
Hey, so anyway, I want to say thank you to all you guys for joining in and making Aaron's Christmas Con 2020 a spectacular success.
And listening to our.
I hope it was mildly entertaining, except for the collector who fell asleep within the first 5 minutes of the show. So anyway, again, thanks. And if you want to get a sketchbook or something, you still can, or print. Message me, PayPal me, whatever. Just make sure you know. If you send me money, let me know why you're sending me money. That's always important. Because free shipping will last until through tomorrow, actually. Yeah. And so I may be back tomorrow night for unofficial day 3. So keep your eyes open for that. And again, you guys have a great weekend. Thank you for joining me. It's been a blast as always, and we will see you next time.
Awesome.